A very good evening to you. I'm Pearson Bowen. Good news tonight for the local tourism industry with a major announcement that the controversial air passenger duty will be abolished for children under 12 in another 6 months. Ryan Broom reports.
The revelation comes from UK Chancellor George Osborne in his autumn statement. He says the APD for children under the age of 12 on economy travel will be abolished from May 2015. In addition, he says from the following year, the APD for children under 16 will also be abolished. Critics have described the move as a potential fatal blow to the tax. The measure follows an announcement in the budget in March to scrap 2 APD tax bans. Barbados and other Caribbean governments have long been lobbying for the tax's reduction or abolition. The news has therefore been welcomed by Chairman of the Barbados Tourism Management Incorporated, Alvin Gemma.
News of the information that the British market will be void of the APD tax for children under 12 as of May 2015 and as of May 2016 for children under 16. I think this is great news. It's surprising because I didn't expect it to come so quickly. But I think it's great news for family travel. And we earlier had a change in the APD tax for Barbados, but now to extend it to children, I think will be a great boost for us to push forward our family market in the United States market, in the UK market.
He says prospects from the UK market had already been looking favorable heading into next year.
In terms of the UK market, all the indicators are that things are looking very positive. We were there for the World Travel Market in November, and when we spoke to our major partners, they have all indicated that they were ahead of the booking pace for the previous year. And the indication was that we were going to have a very good winter. With the news of the change of the APD tax for children under 12, I think this could also strengthen our summer period, and that's a good story.
The APD is charged on all passenger flights from UK airports. The rate of tax varies according to where the passenger is going and the class of travel. The British Air Transport Association, or BATA, said the government move was an early stocking filler for families, but it presents significant practical difficulties for airlines. Ryan Broom, CBC News.
Help for students struggling to pay for courses at the University of the West Indies Open Campus. In response to the tough economic times, officials there are taking action. It comes as the principal and pro-vice chancellor has been talking about plans to expand the offering of the Open Campus and put it on a stronger financial footing. Shane Seeley has the story.
With university students right across the board struggling to pay for their education, Principal of the UWI Open Campus, Professor Udine Barato, tells CBC News how they're helping out. She says the Open Campus is now offering discounts on courses to make them more affordable. She explains how it works.
The Caribbean economies are going through changes and a lot of our students are challenged. So we introduced a measure this academic year that said if we gave a tuition waive break, if you could get it paid within X period, we gave you a 20% discount, which took away like 60 US. And now we're thinking that going into the next academic year, we're going to say if you can pay again by X date, we will give you a 5% tuition waiver because our students do need help in terms of enrolling. So that is the cost. The cost of an undergraduate course is $360 US.
Now in total, students pay about $22,000 for an undergraduate degree and between $16,000 to $19,000 for postgrad. Professor Barato makes it clear that the Open Campus is not positioning itself to benefit from the fallout at the UWI Cave Hill campus this academic year. She says enrollment at the Open Campus remains steady despite government's imposition of tuition fees at the Cave Hill campus. The principal also predicts that in 5 to 10 years, the Open Campus will be on sound financial footing. To make this a reality, they have set a student enrollment target of 10,000, which is more than double the current number of 4,700. And the institution has already received much needed grant funding to the tune of 21 million Canadian dollars from the Government of Canada.
It will be used for expanding programming, for upgrading sites in the 17 countries the Open Campus serve, for training in media technology. And we take the grant, first of all, not only for what it can do, but as a vote of confidence in the Open Campus. Because when that grant was won, the Open Campus was about 3 to 4 years old. And for the Government of Canada to invest $21 million, it is saying that we have confidence in your capacity to deliver.
Shane Seeley, CBC News.
Barbados has fallen 2 places, but still remains among the top 20 least corrupt countries in the world. That's according to Transparency International's 2014 Corruption Perceptions Index. The island scored 74 out of 100 and is ranked 17th out of 175 countries and territories, making it the least corrupt CARICOM country. It shares that spot with the United States, Ireland and Hong Kong. Denmark is the least corrupt, followed by New Zealand and Finland. The Bahamas is ranked at 24th with a score of 71. St. Vincent and the Grenadines 29th with a score of 67. Dominica at 39 with a score of 58. Both Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago are ranked at 85 with a score of 38. The Barbados Council for the Disabled is asking all Barbadians to support the Empowerment Card, a new card system for the disabled. The call came from President of the Barbados Council of the Disabled, Senator Carrie-Ann Eiffel, at the launch of that card at Harambee House. Senator Eiffel explained that the new initiative, which will officially start in March 2015, will invite business houses around the island to offer discounts to all disabled Barbadians who present that card. She also highlighted the reasons behind the initiative, stating that she wanted disabled persons to move from just being considered service recipients.
We have the right and the opportunity when provided to be a part of the consumer base in Barbados. Unfortunately for us, we don't always have ready cash. We don't always have disposable income. And as many people would have heard me say over the years, disability is a habit we can't afford. It's very expensive to have a disability. So we are playing our part, and we are encouraging all Barbadian business houses, service providers, business professionals, anyone to come on board with us.
More news ahead in just a moment, but first we want your take on this question. Do you think the changes to the air passenger duty will mean more visitors from the UK? Text yes or no to the short code 8111. We'll share the results at the end of the news.
Join CBC TV 8 for Empire's Empire, 100 years of Barbadian excellence. Meet some of the persons that have built the Empire Club over the years as it celebrates its centenary. That's Empire's Empire, hosted by Sean Green on Wednesday, December 3rd from 9:02 p.m. Brought to you in association with Virgin Atlantic, Sports and Games, Cooperators General Insurance, Roberts Manufacturing, Massey United Insurance, and the Barbados Cricket Association.
It's so important to make someone happy. Make just one someone happy. Make just one heart-to-heart. Make someone happy. Make just one someone happy, and you will be happy too.
Government is moving ahead with its housing programs and anticipates that most of the projects across the island should be complete by next year. Housing Minister Dennis Kelman says the majority of the houses at Lancaster 1 will soon be occupied, while the delay at Lancaster 2 is due to the acquisition of mortgages. He told CBC News that work is expected to start on the abandoned Constant project, which initially was being funded by Clico Holdings and the state-owned National Housing Corporation at a cost of more than $10 million. Work has also restarted at houses at West Terrace Durance, another joint housing project, this time between ADC Building and Maintenance and the NHC. That project is providing 72 lots. The most recent projects include the Grotto, which has 80 units, Parish Land, which has 122, Durance with 72, Woodburn 10, and Constant 37, which also has lots for sale.
Houses too. This ministry is like stock and groceries to a supermarket or cars to a car dealer. And when you find yourself having a cash flow, one of the things you do before you go and commit yourself, you lower the level of the stock you have, and that's exactly what we have been doing. But we will also be looking at the opportunity of dealing also with estimates, and we will also be looking to see how we can put some lots on the market. But in order for us to put the lots on the market, we have to have the cash so that we can put in the necessary infrastructure, and that is what we have been working on.
Education Minister Ronald Jones is worried about the brand name culture being cultivated among school children in Barbados. Speaking at the Grantley Adams Memorial Speech Day, Mr. Jones said students should focus on education rather than on fashion.
You put a Puma on one, you put a Slash on the other, you do same shoe, made by the same people, same swag, same lower pay. But our young people have been cultured now by us, who should know better, that these are the new gods today.
Receiving the top prizes at the Speech Day ceremony were the most outstanding student, Felicia Marshall, who gained 12 CXC passes, and Isaiah Clark, who picked up a special award for his 8 CXC passes. Mr. Jones told the students the sky is their limit.
If we can have more and more of our young people, more and more of our students saying, you know something, I can do better than this. This should not determine my life. My life does not stop here as a result of a mark in an exam, because my life is a journey.
An incident on board a Transport Board bus involving one of its drivers, which was highlighted a few months ago on Facebook, has been dealt with by the officials at the board. That's according to Linda Holder, the board's head of marketing and corporate communications. At the time, a passenger posted a video recording of an exchange between himself and a driver who he alleged did not pick up a woman walking towards the bus stop. Ms. Holder gave the update while speaking on a wide range of issues related to transportation on the Talk Your Talk radio call-in program on QFM.
There were two things coming out of that alleged situation. There was the supposed leaving someone at the bus stop. The law speaks to someone being at the bus stop, not running towards it or giving the intention they're going towards it. So the bus stops at the bus stop when someone actually extends their arm, indicating they want to board that bus. So on that point, there was nothing we could have done about it, because this is his word against the other person's, and there was definitely no one at the bus stop.
Ms. Holder says the other matter related to the driver's conduct in the situation with the passenger.
However, as it relates to the behavior that was caught on camera, we would then have spoken to our driver, because that would go against everything we're teaching in our customer service aspect of it. And he would have been spoken to on that matter. And then our disciplinary process would have kicked in. As it would have been the first offense reported to us on that matter, we would have dealt with it as a level 1, and then we go from there.
Barbados is keen on rolling out its drug treatment court. It is seen as a step in helping save many of the nation's youth. And for Attorney General and Minister of Home Affairs Adriel Brathwaite, it's a step in the right direction. Mr. Brathwaite shared the sentiments at the opening of a regional training workshop on monitoring and evaluation for drug treatment courts at the Crane Resort.
Most of our prisons are overcrowded, short of staff, short of the requisite personnel. No one really volunteers to work in prisons, and it's certainly not the type of professions that we need in terms of psychologists, psychiatrists, etc. There's no prison that I've heard about in the region that have adequate staff when it comes to treating offenders who have medical or psychological problems.
Mr. Brathwaite also wants the region to move towards its own training.
not that I'm ungrateful to my Canadian colleagues and friends, but certainly as a region, much of these initiatives, we're going to have to take ownership and ensure that we can do our own training. And therefore, it is your responsibility to maximize the benefits over the next couple of days, because certainly I will be calling on Chief Justice Benjamin and Belize, or calling on my friends in Trinidad, if they're still my friends after my first comments, so that, you know, if we need any assistance, that we know we can just make a call across the waters.
High Commissioner of Canada to Barbados, Richard Hanley, says his country has been seeing the benefits of the drug treatment courts and is hopeful they will help reduce prison populations. He says Canada is pleased to be a part of efforts in setting up such courts across the Organization of American States.
We are committed. In fact, we've committed funds to the Inter-American Drug Abuse Control Commission to work with the OAS in support of this initiative. We believe in the importance of court-supervised treatment as an alternative to incarceration. Our funding has enabled Canadian professionals from the judiciary, treatment and rehabilitation sectors to work with colleagues in other countries through the OAS to build capacity and to share knowledge.
Regional news next, but first that reminder that we'd like to hear from you on this question. Do you think the changes to the air passenger duty will mean more visitors from the UK? Text yes or no to the short code 8111. Those results are coming up.